the longest players in the world, when they start down, they start to open the hips and they start to push up, okay? As they get closer to impact, you see a lot of times there'll be a little bit of a stall in the lower body. Rory McIlroy is a great example of that. You can start to see different parts of his body stall in impact. So we start that stall with the lower body. So we have taken all that energy from the ground, started pushing it up through our body, and then as we get into impact, we start to open. This is stalled out. Then you're going to start to see a little bit of a stall in the chest, okay? From there, you're gonna see the arm firing, and that will start slowing down. And the last thing that's gonna fire is the hands. Now that's transferring the energy that started in the ground, moved all the way up through the body, into the chest, down through the arms, into the hand, then into the handle of the golf club, right? So we have taken energy that we've created from the ground, moved it all the way up into this handle. Now we're trying to transfer that into the club head to create the maximum amount of speed that we could possibly get through impact. So after we have started stalling everything here, you will notice that the hands fire out and then the body will come around to a finished position. Hey guys, so what is tugging on the handle? Why is everyone talking about it? What impact can it have on your golf swing? And how do you stop it? So first of all, we talk about tugging on the handle. You hear it a lot. It's just that simple little radial deviation, pull down.
Exactly,
you know, super laggy thing. Explain it for us.
I mean, if you're getting to the top and your primary movement and transition is to start with the arms, you're gonna put a lot of vertical force on that handle, all right? So that's gonna get that shaft, that center of mass of that club kicking forward and wanting to line up with that grip. We wanna be able to let that club float for a minute and let that center of mass fall back as we rotate. And I think that's really the big key, is rotate. If you're a player that doesn't have much hip rotation in the backswing and you look very restricted, so you look like this, all right, and I can't see a lot of the front of your pelvis, well, the first thing that's gonna move in the downswing is the arms. There's not a lot of room for your lower body to rotate at that point. So when it comes to not pulling on the handle, something has to start the downswing. So what I like to do is I like to make sure, A, we first have a nice full lower body rotation in the backswing. So you can see how you can see a lot of the front of my pelvis. Now I've got something to be able to use in transition instead of my arms, which would be pulling down on the handle.
Now, we talked about what you needed to do to get out front, right? We want to feel that lead shoulder pulling up and around in the downswing. There you go. Do it again. Much better. Give me a couple more. So that load, and you're really feeling yourself pushing out of the lead foot now, right? Yep. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a forceful movement out of the ground backwards. Now when that leg is pushing back, that should take that lead shoulder back as well, which will get you more. I teach all my beginners to try and get their arms stretched across shoulder plane at the top of their backswing, okay? Now that is not a necessity. There are different ways to match it up from different positions, but I find that to be the easiest position for players to get into. When you start looking at the forces that are applied to the hands, this really makes sense. If we are in a position where we are trying to get the hands to work directly out to the golf ball and let the shaft fall behind the hands in transition, because remember, if we put an outward force on our hands, the club will want to fall more behind us in transition and we'll get a shallowing effect there. If we can get ourselves on shoulder plane, depending on how our shoulders are tilted, if they're tilted at the golf ball, you are going to be able to just turn your body, get your right shoulder moving down to the golf ball, and that will allow the hands to work directly to the golf ball. And that will help shallow. Let's do this together. Turn your chest. That's where you really are, okay? Now, from here, we're gonna feel like this arm keeps getting in tighter to your body, and the only movement we're gonna feel is a little bit of radial deviation here out of our wrist. So we're hinging the wrist, okay? So from here, we're now in a good position, okay? Now here's gonna be the crazy thing for you. We're not gonna do anything else to our arms, okay? We are just going to crank our shoulders, and now our club is in a totally different position. Okay. Do you feel that?
Oh yeah.
okay? So the key to this is segmenting everything up. First part of the takeaway, set everything into position, and then finish off the turn. So, oh, don't go that far yet. Actually, that could have been a decent.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty perfect. Then you turn the rest of the way to get there, okay? So you do that on your own real slow for me. Perfect. Turn a little bit more there. No, that's good. All right, take it there without hitting a golf ball. Just get it into that position. Good, good. Now,
I feel like my grip wants to separate.
your hands want to, let me see how you hold the club. Take it back there. It's not, so this is coming off a little bit, you mean?
Yeah,
That's fine. Put a little bit less hinge into it.
Okay.
I mean, you can, so some players, if you were to be longer than that, the pressure of that club would be pushed down into that thumb area and it would feel like it was reconnecting.
Yeah.
But because of where you end up at the top, you know, that's where everything ends for you. So that's the feel you have at the top of the backswing.
I mean, I would love to shorten it up and.
Well, let's try that feel. Let's set up to a golf ball and freeze on it and see what you can do. Go back to that position, stop. Okay, hit it. Beauty. We're gonna have to do a few freezers. That's exactly what I want. Hey guys, if you like this video, hit the like button down below. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks.